If your brain won't shut up at night, it's not because you're anxious. It's because your mind is stuck in a loop designed to keep you weak. But there is a backdoor. Today, we are applying dark psychology to your own brain. I'm going to show you 7 psychological hacks that don't just manage overthinking, they delete it. Before we start, understand this one thing. Your brain has an alarm system, an error detector, and a logic center. When the alarm rings, the error detector screams, "Unfinished business," and the logic center tries to solve it. That's why it gets louder at night. Now then, let's decode the mind. Trick 1. Label the loop out loud. The mistake. When the thought hits, most people do the same thing. They merge with it. They don't have a thought. The thought has them. It starts small. Did I say the wrong thing? What if they're mad? What if I ruin everything? Then suddenly it becomes identity. I'm stupid. I always mess things up. I can't stop overthinking. And the second it becomes identity, you're trapped. Because now your brain thinks it has to keep solving it to protect who you are. Why the mistake fails. Your brain rewards whatever you pay attention to. If you treat a thought like an emergency, your nervous system escalates, and the loop gets louder. The hack. Instead of arguing, you identify. Cold, simple, tactical. Say out loud calmly, like you're tagging a target. This is rumination. This is a threat story. This is prediction. You are not being dramatic. You are creating distance. Because when you label the loop, you move from inside the thought to above it. You stop being the defendant. You become the analyst. One label, no explanation, then move on. Trick 2. Exit the courtroom. The mistake. When an anxious thought appears, 99% of people hire a lawyer. They think, if I analyze this enough, I can prove I'm safe. So they replay the conversation. They reread messages. They analyze tone. They build a case. It feels productive. It feels intelligent. But it's a trap. Because you're not solving the thought. You're feeding the prosecutor evidence. Why the mistake fails. Overthinking is not a logic problem. It's an urgency problem. The loop survives because your brain thinks this must be solved right now. That urgency is the fuel. The hack. You refuse the trial. Say the sentence verbatim. This is not an emergency. Then follow it with, I'm not solving this right now. That second sentence is important because your brain doesn't need comfort. It needs a command. If the thought returns, you repeat the command. No negotiation, no new arguments. This is not an emergency. I'm not solving this right now. You're teaching your mind a new rule. Thoughts don't get to summon you like a servant. Trick 3. Exorcise the data. The mistake. Most people try to hold the problem in their head and think their way out. So they run the same thoughts repeatedly because they're scared of forgetting something important. What if I miss a detail? What if I don't consider every angle? What if there's a hidden threat? That's why you keep looping. Not because you love thinking, because your brain is trying to keep the file open. Why the mistake fails. Your brain is a biocomputer with limited RAM. When you don't write it down, you force your mind to run a background process. And that background process eats your energy. It also keeps the alarm system slightly activated because the file feels unfinished. The hack. You clear the cache. Open your notes app or paper. Write one line only. Question. What am I afraid will happen? Answer. One sentence. I'm afraid they'll reject me. I'm afraid I look stupid. I'm afraid I'm falling behind. I'm afraid I'll lose control. That's it. You are not journaling. You are exercising data from your mind into reality. Your brain stops looping when it knows the information is stored. You just told your error detector. File saved. Trick 4. The Physiological Override. The mistake. Most people try to calm their mind while their body is still in fight or flight. They're laying in bed, heart slightly fast, jaw clenched, shoulders tense, breathing shallow. And they're shocked their mind won't relax. That's like trying to put out a fire while pouring gasoline. Why the mistake fails. Your body is constantly sending signals upward to your brain. If your body is tense, your brain assumes danger is present. So the mind keeps scanning to justify the tension. The hack. You flip the system through breath. Do the physiological sigh. 2 quick inhales through the nose, 1 long, slow exhale through the mouth. Do it twice. Then physically release the threat posture. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue relax. This is not spiritual. It's mechanical. You're telling your alarm system, stand down. And once the body drops out of threat mode, the thought loses intensity. Trick 5. Schedule your overthinking. The mistake. Most people treat thoughts like they're urgent messages from reality. So the brain learns, if I scream loud enough at 2 a.m., he will listen. That's why it happens at night. Quiet environment, no distractions. The perfect time for the mind to dominate you. Why the mistake fails. If you respond every time, you train the loop like a dog. Thought appears, you engage. Brain learns, good strategy. Repeat. The hack. You contain it. Pick a time tomorrow, 10 minutes. Tell your brain, we will think about this at 6:10 p.m. When the thought hits tonight, you say, not now, scheduled later. This creates structure, and the mind relaxes when it senses structure. Because you're no longer helpless inside the spiral. And when the appointment arrives tomorrow, most of those thoughts will feel weaker, because urgency was the drug, not truth. Trick 6. The paradox. Make it worse on purpose. The mistake. Most people fight anxiety by trying to calm down. They negotiate, they reassure, they repeat positive phrases, and it works until it doesn't. Because the fear system interprets your calming attempts as proof the threat is real. Why would you need to calm down if nothing is wrong? So the loop intensifies. Why the mistake fails. Fear survives on seriousness. If you treat the thought like a monster, it becomes one. The hack. You mock it. Say, fine, give me the worst case scenario, right now. Then exaggerate it, like you're writing a ridiculous movie scene. If you're afraid you'll stutter in a meeting, you say, I'm going to stutter so bad they'll call an ambulance. If you're afraid someone doesn't like you, you say, they hate me so much they'll write a documentary about it. If you're afraid you ruined everything with one message, you say, this one text will end civilization. It sounds insane. That's the point. Your brain cannot maintain a panic response when you're mocking the danger. You just broke the spell. Trick 7. The 3-second anchor. The mistake. Overthinking is attention with no target. Your mind just drifts into the loop because it has nothing else to lock onto. And once you're in it, it feels like you can't escape. Why the mistake fails. At night, the default mode network turns on. It loves replaying. It loves simulation. It loves stories. If you don't give your attention a target, it will target your fears. The hack. Pick one physical anchor. Feet on the floor, the weight of the blanket, the sound of a fan, air moving through your nose. Then count down from 3 while focusing only on that sensation. 3, 2, 1. It's simple. It's boring. It's effective. You're training your attention network like a weapon. And the more you repeat this, the faster your brain learns the exit route. Close. The 60-second shutdown sequence. Here's the backdoor, in order. Label the loop. This is rumination. Exit the courtroom. This is not an emergency. I'm not solving this right now. Exorcise the data. What am I afraid will happen? 1 sentence. Physiological sigh twice. Drop the threat posture. Anchor countdown. 3, 2, 1. That's it. You don't defeat overthinking by being stronger. You defeat it by using leverage. Your brain is not trying to ruin you. It's trying to protect you with outdated code. Tonight, you overwrite it. Tonight, you overwrite it. But silencing your own mind is only defense. To play offense, to spot manipulation and read people instantly, you need the rest of the code. Click the playlist on screen, Dark Psychology 101. It's time to master the game, not just survive it. I'll see you there. If you found value in these protocols, subscribe now. Join the 1% who actually decode their own mind.